And now let's look for weirdo Nintendo franchises that maybe deserve a second look. I'm going to go look at the shelf here. One of these is an actual Nintendo game. And I should actually stream this one. I don't think I've actually played one of these two yet, despite having a physical copy of it. I don't even remember how I got this. Maybe I bought it on clearance or something, but... Ugh. One of these games, actual Nintendo one, the Sin and Punishment franchise, originated on the Nintendo 64. It was Japanese only. It came out on the Wii Virtual Console worldwide later on. And this was the sequel to it. I can't believe it actually got a sequel. And I've never played this game. We should stream this at some point, just like a super weirdo random stream. But the first Sin and Punishment is a fantastic shooter. And I wish this would come back in some shape or form. And this is not a Nintendo game, but it was only released on the Nintendo Wii, I believe. I don't know if I still have the first one, but this is the sequel. Boom Blox Bash Party. And so imagine a game about Jenga-like blocks, and you are throwing baseballs at them and knocking the blocks down, and you get points for each block you make hit the floor. And it is such a good series. There's two of them. There's Boom Blox and Boom Blox Bash Party, and these are both fantastic games that you could play casually, play hardcore, and just one of the most interesting uses of the Nintendo Wii and motion controls. I would love to see this franchise come back, and I don't think we're gonna get it. Yeah, it's a Steven Spielberg game. EA is not really in the business of making these types of games anymore. Love to see this come back, though. But we're talking about, like, because we're celebrating, I know, like, we're not playing Fire Emblem right now, but we're talking about it a lot on stream. And talking about some sort of B-tier Nintendo games that we would like to see get another shot at success. Like Nintendo or Fire Emblem was out for decades before it really hit on the 3DS. And just kind of discussing, like, some other sort of like B-tier Nintendo games that we'd like to see get another shot at fame. And so here's a couple. And this one, like, for sure, I need to see come back in some shape or form, and it probably will. Puzzle League, Planet Puzzle League, or Tetris Attack, or Pokemon Puzzle League. I don't care how you package it. Make this happen, Nintendo. This is, unfortunately, the box is really white, and it gets eaten up by the lights really badly. Incredible puzzle game. I would love to see Planet Puzzle League 99. Like, make that happen, Nintendo. Please, please, please. It's, like, one of the original Match 3 puzzle games, and it's so well done, and it's incredibly fast, frenetic, and the combo system in it is just amazing. This is more B tier, and this is probably going to come back in some form, but maybe kind of bubbling on the... I don't know if this is ever going to become a big Nintendo franchise, but how about Rhythm Heaven? This is Steph's copy of the game. I actually haven't played Rhythm Heaven, but I know people like Randy on the chat, Steph. There are people who love this franchise, but it is very niche, and I wonder if Rhythm Heaven has what it takes to somehow make that next step and become a bigger Nintendo hit than it is, or has been in the past. And one more. This one bombed really hard, and I don't necessarily know if I want to see this come back. Codename Steam, which is sort of like sort of Fire Emblem-ish. You are managing heroes, but it's like a 3D third-person turn-based strategy game. It's almost like Nintendo's take on Valkyria Chronicles is really the closest thing I could say. So almost Fire Emblem-ish, definitely more Valkyria Chronicles in terms of like fighting with guns, and almost like imagine a 3D Steam World heist as well. And I don't know. I think there was probably a way to do this. I don't remember exactly why I didn't like this one, but I remember not liking this as much as I should have. I bought this on clearance for like $10. Anyway, back at it. I don't know much about Luigi's Mansion sales for the first two games, but my guess would be that it's B tier. I think you're right. It definitely doesn't hold the cachet of like a Super Mario or like anything from that top tier of Nintendo game. And as you were saying that, I've got Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, which was very good. Solid game. I have not played Luigi's Mansion 1. I want to play it. On launch, I remember not buying Luigi's Mansion because the reviews for it were not great at the time. But now I kind of feel like I missed out. And Dark Moon is really good. I wouldn't be surprised if Luigi's Mansion makes the jump this year, though. I bet Luigi's Mansion 3 sells incredibly well and makes the jump to, like, top-tier franchise. I think if I had to place money on the Nintendo franchise that is, like, a B-tier game that's going to blow up, it's going to be Luigi's Mansion. My next pick. Fire Emblem doesn't count. I think it's already ascended. It ascended on the 3DS. And this game is probably going to be the best-selling Fire Emblem by a landslide. Alright. Couple more games. Like B-tier games that I think definitely need another shot. I'm holding the wrong version of this game. I should be holding up Fire Emblem or F-Zero X right now, but F-Zero franchise in general. I love these games. F-Zero GX was a little too hard, but F-Zero X on the Nintendo 64 is one of the best racing games of all time. It's tough to see it coming back because its whole gimmick of like anti-gravity stuff and racing on tubes, like Mario Kart does that now, so I don't know if unless Nintendo finds some other hook to make an F-Zero game interesting, we'll probably never see this franchise again. I would love to see F-Zero come back, though. Mr. Blue Sky says, yeah, I could see it making the jump. Luigi's Mansion 3 looks really good. Watching the Treehouse gameplay from E3 got me really excited for it. Yeah, that is my Heat Seeker pick. Come back, clip this, and if I'm right, then I will play this clip over and over again. And if I'm wrong, I will delete the clip, and this never happened. Never played F-Zero myself, but I'd like a new one to come out so I could give it a shot. I would highly recommend... I mean, the easiest one, I guess, is F-Zero, the Super Nintendo one. On the Wii Virtual Console, on the SNES Classic, it's on there. F-Zero X is the one you really want, though, on the Nintendo 64. And one more B-tier Nintendo franchise that so badly needs another shot. Kid Icarus Uprising. My word, is this game phenomenal. And, like, the original Kid Icarus is an awful game. I think it's a really bad game. People used to hold Kid Icarus in the same level as Mario Zelda. Like, no. Kid Icarus is trash. I'll say it now. Sorry to anybody who likes that game. I think it's a terrible game. It's a really clunky platformer. Really confusing. Not very fun to play. But Kid Icarus Uprising, like, Sakurai just completely did a completely different take on it. And this game is amazing. They kind of, like, took the Star Fox engine and you put Kid Icarus in it and he gets melee attacks and he can shoot. And it's such a fun game to play with so many options, so many weapons, different ways to play, different difficulty settings, and you can, like, there's a 100-point difficulty scale. I think there could still be a market for F-Zero. Maybe if they focus on carving out a different niche for it than Mario Kart. More intense, less of a party game, could distinguish it enough to work. I like the cut of your jib. That could work. But yes, sorry to... Yes, I totally agree with your points. And a competitive, focused F-Zero could possibly be the trick. And so, yeah, Kid Icarus Uprising, I would love to see it get another shot. The big problem with it was that it's a game that really required dual analog controls, but the 3DS had single analog, so you're holding it like this, and then you had your stylus out here, and this hand would just cramp into oblivion. Unless you had the stand, even then it was awkward, or you bought the second analog stick that attached to the side. Like, no one had that. So it was actually really hard to play. But the game itself in this is incredible, and I would love to see Nintendo give this another shot.